I think that one thing that I've really tried to do in building off of the substantial entries that are already there in architecture is to take forward the interest in globalizing Grove Online. So we have a much greater extension of colonialism in architecture, for example. We've also tried to make sure that we're covering different geographies. South Asia is now strong. We're trying to get Latin America more into the picture. And these are often architectural zones with architects that are often overlooked in regular surveys or even regular architectural history. And so we're really trying to highlight a different kind of architectural history, one that is more problem-driven, I would say, rather than merely the canon. Now, the canon is there. We have a great new entry on the Seagram's building by Phyllis Lambert, who was there at the time and really the expert on this building. So that's really high-quality stuff. But at the same time, we have some surprising new content, such as Gensler, which is probably one of the largest architectural firms in the world. It's a build design firm, but no one's ever heard of them. We're also trying to make sure that we have a lot of the contemporary architects covered. Particularly, one thing I made sure to do was to have new entries on all the Pritzker Prize winners. The Pritzker Prize is the most famous architecture prize, but we didn't have all the architects. So, for example, to have Wang Shu, who was an architect not covered before. We have a new entry on him, and this really helps us to expand into the contemporary world, but also to make sure we're covering the major architectural bases. But that said, I really think that in addition to the globalization, I want to see more women architects represented in the Grove. We don't have as many women architects as I think we should, although I should say we have as many as you'll find anywhere. But women have been practicing architecture forever, and we really need to kind of showcase that to a much greater degree. In addition, I'm very much interested in making sure we're covering contemporary architecture and vernacular architecture. Things like highways, which we have a new entry on, but also things like warehouses. That is other kinds of, all those built environment that surround our lives, but that we don't talk about in architectural terms, even though architects are designing them. So I really would like to see more expansion in those directions.